Very, very important. You want to establish what they call a change control board, otherwise known as a CCB. You want to only implement changes that the CCB approves. Nothing else. I want you to realize change control board is all powerful from a change perspective. Don't let Sam down the hall say, I want to sneak something in. Nope. Your answer is we have to do an impact analysis and bring it to the change control board. If they approve it, Sam, we'll do it. If they don't, I have to preserve the baseline. Now let's talk about the types of changes that we might encounter when invoking an integrated change management system. First, there are changes for corrective action. Something is going wrong and we have to right the ship. We have to get back on track. For preventive action, we realize that if we keep going in a certain direction, we're going to say spend more than we anticipated. And we want to prevent that by doing something else, a plan B. That's preventive action. We might find defects in our testing and inspection. And so to repair those defects, well, we have to have a change. Maybe we have to invest more time, another fix build, so to speak. Maybe we have to update our documents and our plans. If configuration changes, for example, well, really, your product or service documentation probably will change. Well, that's going to be incremental work. That's the kind of thing we're talking about with document and plan updates. It is crucial, as I said, and I'll repeat. It is crucial to establish a formal change control process. I started to say fundamental. Did you notice? Well, it's fundamental, okay, because change is the only constant. Embrace change, but only if you manage it. So let's perform that all-important change control process. Let's perform integrated change control. This is all about reviewing change requests, approving changes, and managing those changes. This happens from the beginning through the completion of the project, from inception through completion. Changes may be requested by anybody. It's okay. Any stakeholder can request it. Better be in writing. Remember Sam? Don't let Sam. Hey, hello. I'll be the PM. Mike, I just listen. I need to do something for Jane, the senior leader over here. Could you just slide it in there and I'll make it up to you? No, your answer is we need it. And you say to Sam, well, I have a deep voice. We need it in writing. You do. Per the project's change and configuration management processes, right? This is why you need those processes. This is why you need the configuration, the change management plan, because the bottom line is you don't want to be making this stuff up on the fly, right? So Sam shows up and you don't have a change management plan. Guess what? You don't have any recourse. Change control focuses on the identification, capture, assessment, acceptance or rejection of change requests. That's what it is. And what happens is responsible parties will approve these change requests. So that's the sponsor and the change control board. The CCB is a formally sponsored group, formally sponsored group with review and approval authority. So they're selected by dint of what they know or their influence, and they basically are the people who are the clearinghouse for this stuff. They're the people who will review and approve change. Nobody else. Configuration control focuses on the contents, otherwise known as the deliverables and processes. And the project manager manages the change control process. So change control meetings, what do they look like? Well, the change control board is the group that they're held with. The project manager normally drives, okay? It's focused on, as I've mentioned, the approval, rejection, or deferral of change requests. And they assess the impact on the overall project of the change. That's why I said to Sam, can I have it? Sam, you send it to me in writing. I'm going to do an impact assessment. We're going to bring it to the CCB. Well, that's because the CCB, the Change Control Board, wants to understand the impact from a scope, schedule, and budget perspective, okay? We talk about alternatives. Maybe you don't have to spend that much money. Maybe you don't have to lose any time at all if you figure out a way to do that. And decisions are communicated to the request owners or group. So if Sam's not with you at the meeting, and he probably won't be, because what we want to do is have this situation where there's no agency problem. That means that you don't want Sam there trying to influence this change control board because they're speaking on behalf of the best outcomes for the organization, and they need to be objective. So you tell Sam after, Sam, it's approved, yay, or Sam, it's not approved. Okay. Now, so what are the outputs of integrated change control? The change requests, the change log. You want to track the changes that that are approved and implemented. You outputs are project management plan updates that might be relevant, and project document updates would be relevant. Let's say that the change request to replace this side view mirror is not accepted. Well, then the documentation that described the need for the side view mirror has to be updated. Okay. And there's some investment in time necessary for that to occur.